Hello people and welcome to follow another World Team Carcassonne Online Championships match. This is week 2. When nearing the end of week 2, we only have one more day of group stage play of week 2 after today. And this time we will be taking a look at the match between Malaysia and United States in Group E, where we can see that the US has started off with a strong foot of already getting a win. I believe it was against the Netherlands. No, actually, not against the Netherlands. I think it was against Czech Republic, and a pretty near 3-2 win. But a win nonetheless, and now they have a chance at keeping their, let's say, perfect starting record so far of 100% match wins of matches played, and a win today would certainly put the US at the top of the group, just above Japan. Japan, of course, does have a match still to play, but not this week. So a win today for the US would get a nice moral boost going for the players, certainly for seeing their team as number one. But nothing is going to be coming for free, as you can see the lineups just above me. On table 1, we have Alex Adrian, alias Adrian Alex 86. Then against Justin Ethier, that is Justin Ethier. Lega Logan with the screen name Logan Ganesh versus Alan Chang with the screen name admitted for the United States on table 2. Then Ykit, also with the screen name Ykit244 versus zacbell. And would you look at that? His real name is zacbell. I like this. Very easy to remember names. Then on table 4, Ernest Chia. And round of applause. Ernest Chia versus Sheldal. Round of applause. John Sheldal. And then on table 5, JXIV, that is Xiao Che Lim versus KB15236, that is Kevin Butchart. Now, if you do want to see a specific duel being streamed, then do let me know in the chat and we will accommodate your needs as best as possible. Welcome to the chat, Marek. Now, I am not exactly actually sure which one of these teams has the upper hand here. I mean, I would maybe guess that the US has a slight advantage given the longer history in the WTCOC, I believe. I would have to say that Malaysia has not been included in the WTCOC since the beginning of days. And also, I personally do notice the US names to be way more familiar to myself than the Malaysian ones. So whether that is a question of just me having played more against them, or the US players just being generally more active and round and about, that is not a fact. that is just a hunch of purely myself, but nevertheless, I would give a small advantage to the US. Welcome to the chat, DKLs. Fancy to see the captain rooting for his own team. Now we will be starting off with, let's say, table 3 with Waikiki versus zacbell, and then we will move on from there. Let it be reminded that these are, of course, a best of 3 games. And every single game win and duel win will count towards the tiebreakers, which will be important, especially in tight groups where really every team is expected to get wins, such as I would have to say that Group E is one of those groups. So, starting player is zacbell here, and we have the early 4 points being taken by Waikiki. And we have actually seen that zacbell was actually just discarded a straight road, which I already don't quite like. Usually you do want to meeple any feature on the board that you can take, whether it was to be a 2-point road or a or the city or the monastery, doesn't really matter. Really, not many situations where you should not meeple anything. But turns out that zacbell has been able to get a nice fast 12-point city for himself. Gets the lead on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, Waikiki is focusing on doing some short roads, finishing the old one and starting a new 3-point road. Should be meepling this city as well, just to be able to have a city open. Doesn't do that. There is a slight miss of value there. Like let's say that we get a tube divider over here, then we of course have to take this city, and then we would be leaving an empty city cap lying around, or then we would be getting a regular divider and then again take this city and leave this second city cap just lying around for our opponent, and that is missed value. And meepling these 1-point cities especially is generally just depending on at what stage of the game they come, and because this is the early game still, then you do want to be meepling a lot of stuff. You shouldn't be too picky about it. Roads being completed again for red and for blue. I am expecting to see just a loop road being taken. This is the standard move here, a simple and easy 4 points. Meanwhile, zacbell moving on with 4-point cities. Could actually even start a third city if he would want to. Generally, having 3 1-point cities is it can seem like it's a bit too excessive, but given the just the plentiful amount of city caps and all kinds of city tiles really, that means that you can actually use all of those 1-point cities to a very crucial advantage for yourself. Like for example over here, you would want to actually primarily get a Dorito first, and then try to get maybe an extender here and another Dorito, And then for the other two city caps, you could then be using, like, I don't know, just simple city caps, or maybe extenders if you get them first, and so on, so on, and so on and so on. Just the point being that you want to have as many city caps, or as many useful city tiles to yourself as possible. You want to be able to use them all to their maximum effect. A block trying to be made by Wykit here, and unsuccessfully so, as zacbell immediately draws a divider and separates his 4-point city from the what was to be rather likely a ruin. Gets attacked by Wykit, and I would imagine that this attack is gonna continue, even though it is quite unfortunate tile to do that because it leaves an attacking platform for Zac. But uh, I mean, you don't really have other great moves. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this. I get that there was the threat of Zac attacking the city with another meeple, but like there are already 3 cows gone, and also 2 out of the 5 field Doritos gone, and so you really only have exactly 1 tile to go here that you would like really like, and that is the cow. And so you might be also stuck with this city for quite a long time, because if you place anything here, then this square can really easily get blocked immediately with any road tile. And there is also the possibility of Zac going over here with either a Dorito or with a uh, triple city and trying to connect to this 5-point shared feature. That would even further cause issues for red over here, putting even more pressure on this square and making it even more important to actually connect to this part of the city in the first place. Welcome, Rampopa. Glad to see actually both team captains here in the chat rooting for their own. Wykit going for, going for a restriction, but actually not a very good one of that, because it actually created a monastery spot next to the previous monastery of zacbell, and I am rather surprised that zacbell went here just as a triple field tile instead of going over here and maybe leaving a city cap lying there around pointing downwards, because this square is unblockable, and this would have been a really just a great spot for a regular monastery next to his own. Would have actually forced Wykit to place it there, whereas now we can see that this block or this square is gonna be vulnerable, and it might get blocked immediately on the next turn of Wykit. As it does. What a wonderful tile for Wykit. Goes over here, indirectly finishes the city and blocks the monastery of zacbell, and this is spelling trouble for the US player here. Just don't meeple with the second one. Don't do it. Okay, good. Now, zacbell kinda, well, he somewhat got what was coming to him, being quite I mean, this is not even being that safe, honestly, because the straight road was here, and it could immediately get restricted down to the one of the three remaining daggers, which it did, and then like having three daggers instead of four, four monasteries, or actually three monasteries, is actually much worse because you have the well, even though you have the same type of you have the same amount of tiles to fit into a square, then this square was still blockable, whereas this would not have been. And this is just you know setting up a coin flip for more points, and when your monastery is dependent on those coin flips, it's just simply much better to uh, to actually try and maximize those coin flips for your advantage. A bit of a miss, actually a big miss from Wykit, not adding a shielded triple city to his city over here, because there are actually not many triple cities remaining, only two, one cow and one horse. Whereas, well, yeah, he was trying to still maintain the possibility of finishing this city up with a Dorito, which there are still four remaining, plus I think one a divider, so five tiles. But just think of the amount of city caps that you have for yourself. Plus, you could use you could use the triple city over here. You could use Doritos over here, whatever. But like getting this to a more more threatful position was going to be a key factor, really, in maximizing the pressure at the southeastern corner of the map. Whereas Zac now has actually somewhat good chances of messing up this entire city here. Wykit continues the city, only one city cap away from being able to finish that, and meanwhile creates pressure on two monasteries. There are no road monasteries remaining anymore, so any road tile will be able to block this square. Now we should go here. Surely. Surely we go over here. Surely. I know it's also tempting to go here, but it's just not worth it, man. It's just not worth it. I think it's a big miss. A huge miss for Wykit. Uh, I mean, this city, it's just not safe, man. It's just not safe when Zac is breathing on your neck. I think Wykit is just giving way too much, way too much value on these 3 points here, and the possibility of these getting united. But the possibility is actually really, really low, because there's only one extender remaining in the deck, and that is actually the only tile that can unify these features here. And this is also the reason why we should have gone over here. As we can see here now, Zac gets out with his 4-point city, which was there lying for quite a long time. Like, we had a lot of chances to do something about this. But instead we might just be getting just crushed into ashes. We only have one road Dorito to fit into the square, but we do get the road Dorito. So that actually does save us quite a bit. Unfortunately, we were not able to block the monasteries, and it did end up getting a 4-point road for zacbell, as he was able to go here with a crossroad, save the monasteries, and lay down this 4-point road. Now a fine move, what seems to be a fine move for zacbell is to go to go here, take 2 points and block this city entirely, or maybe even also go over here and block this city entirely, because there are now after this no more horses and no more road Doritos remaining. So nothing to fit into this square, and also a chance for nothing to fit into this square. And now it's very important for Wykit to notice that there is nothing indeed to fit into this square. So he is free to take these 4 points over here. Very important. Just take the points and do not let your opponent take benefit of this. You can take him. You can take him, but instead the urge of trying to make a block gets the better of the Malaysian player. And I heavily doubt that this will actually work out. The situation is that zacbell is ahead by 4 points with 2 well-developed monasteries, albeit one of them is blocked. So plus 11 plus 19, 17, 13, so 11, 8. Plus 9, and zacbell has 2 meeples more. So it is a pretty dire situation. Welcome Mingo, Huil, and Penguin. So we unfortunately have lost out on 4 points, but we do get the 8-point city meeple back and an extra meeple to our hand. Now we are still, I think, -4 and a meeple down, so the situation is still quite bad. I believe Zac is just simply going to take this 6-point field over here just to get some value for the straight road. Don't see much else value for this tile, and given that he has 4 meeples in hand, it is very much time to start using those. So anything other than this is, I would say, out of the question. Yep, and that is exactly what Zac does. Now we do get 4 points as the Malaysian player, and we should definitely take those. This also lays down a 4-point road in case there are crossroads remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but unfortunately there are not. zacbell finds a 7-point move, adding 1 point to the monastery and getting another 6-point field. And this is going to put us in a pretty bad position, about -13, I think. But we do get a monastery. It does bring us some comfort for 5 points, and we should definitely take it because there just simply aren't any big features on the board that we could attack or take. So these 5 points are going to be crucial, especially with 3 meeples in hand. Like, we do not need that many meeples with only 10 tiles remaining. And also we don't really have to worry about field attacks because the biggest fields on the board are only worth 6 points, and the monastery is 5, so it's only -1 point. Plus we can't even actually attack with this monastery into any field. Instead, oh, actually this is a very, very wise here. Very neat idea from Wykit. So taking a 4-point monastery, but laying down a possibility for a city cap over here, and to get the remaining field Dorito, which I think there still are remaining field Doritos. 1, 2, 3, 4. There is still one remaining field Dorito. But is there a city cap though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There is. So this is actually a legit plan for Wykid to try and get a city cap and then a field Dorito and just simply steal a 14-point city and drop a farmer. This is actually a wonderful comeback plan for Wykid, given that uh, like that after placing a meeple on this monastery, the meeples are equal, and when we are like -8 or 9 or something like that, we do need something bigger than just a monastery of few points. And with this board being so dry, we have to come up with something, and this something is exactly what we need. It is just a wonderful plan, and for zacbell, I think he should be sacrificing this 1 point and blocking the possible connection. But unfortunate news break upon the Malaysian fans as Wykid does draw the field Dorito, but unfortunately draws it a bit too early, and now this attack is no longer possible because all field Doritos are out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So no connection tiles anymore to fit on the square. And probably the best course of action is to simply take a 5-point ruin. Or maybe there is also an extender remaining. So maybe we can go here, get a city plus road tile, go here, meeple that 1-point city and get the extender. But I doubt there are any city caps left there. There are no starting tiles, there are no city crossroads, and 1, 2. Oh, there was. Oh, there was actually a city cap remaining. There was a dagger. So it could have actually been a legit plan to go over here. Get this tile. Get this tile. And then go over here and get the extender. It was actually a legit plan. Oh man. Oh, that would have been so nice. Okay, arguably zacbell could have still went for this move right here for 2 points, but I actually don't think he would have gone for it, because now this was 5 points, right? Because he gets to drop a farmer and gets 3 points for this one, but also adds 1 point to the monastery. But here it would have only been two points, whereas instead he could have taken a 4-point city over here. So I doubt he would have actually went for this plan here, which means that we could have actually, as Wykids, had the chance to get the dagger and still get the extender. But no longer. So, I mean, we just have to drop a farmer somewhere, right? And then Zac is gonna take a 5-point road, I would assume. Either here or here. Well, actually, well, here is better, even if you don't count even if you don't count the tiles, because there, could be a possibility that a curve is still remaining, and then you could take 3 extra points with your final tile. So there is an extender, and there is something else. Not sure what it is. Oh, actually, yeah, this was actually really great for Waikit because of this curve, there was a chance for Waikit to actually take a 5-point road and expand this field to 6 points. Also, we get the extender, which hurts. It really hurts. We could have had a legit plan. We could have had this legit plan. Oh my. Oh, it hurts so bad, man. uh, like, just imagine a Dorito here, a dagger here, and then an extender here, just stealing off a, what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, a 20-point city actually there. Man. And honestly, like as zacbell, it was gonna be easy to prevent that, but it is actually not so difficult. It is actually not so easy to see that you have to prevent that. Like, it's kind of difficult often to score only 2 points instead of four when you have like a clear target for a city cap. And we only lose by 4 points. Oh, as Waikit. Man. Lose by 4 points. Not by much. Well, a pretty decent game here. Actually, I think Waikit is playing on a better level than his rating looks to seem. And actually, we shall. I think I want to even stick with this table. And oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, zacbell does the exact same mistake again, or at least an inaccuracy, and also Waikit follows. Ah, this is. I mean, this kind of hurts my soul, seeing she. Oh no! Oh no! Come on, zacbell, come on! Like, surely with a curve, you can take a road, start a loop here. Come on! Ah, this is. Oh, and more road tiles are being thrown. I mean, zacbell has just literally given up on 3 turns. 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns for absolutely 0 points. Like, at this stage, it is not just an inaccuracy. It is just a big mistake because it is losing points for you. It is losing turns for you. You are doing nothing. Like, at least take a 2 point loop road. Like start something. Because then you lose because now you're losing value out of tiles like these when you could simply continue your road and indirectly finish that, and also on top of the city part of the tile, take advantage of the road as well. Don't say that we are going to be seeing even more discarded tiles. Like, let's come on, just take a loop road here. Okay, at least we take a road somewhere. Oh my god. Uh, okay, zacbell, personally, if you are watching this later on, please start taking early roads. Don't discard your do not discard your road tiles with such pleasure. Don't discard everything. Okay, Wykit going for a bit of an unconventional route with the city, um, making a self-restriction, but there are still seven city caps that go there, and at the moment it's difficult to block because it's early game and so many city tiles still remain in the deck. But zacbell goes for the blocking route. Unfortunately, does not meeple the city, on which now he is losing value because he could go over here and start another city, but then he would be leaving one or the other of the city caps empty. Looking forward to seeing someone from Malaysia at the World Championship this year. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, would it be actually the first time of a Malaysian player being in the World Championships in Herne, or in Germany as in general? Because I don't think I remember any Malaysian players from the past years. I I don't think there has been any. Correct me if I'm wrong, which might very well be the case, but I'm not sure if there has been any. Okay, Wykids in a clear lead of 14 points at the moment, and the zacbell, yeah, and now leaving a city cap empty. I wonder why he didn't take this one though, because if you leave an empty city cap there anyway, then what's the point of taking a potential 4-point city instead of a 6-point city? I guess he just wanted to start a city in as safe of a square as possible, so that in case Wygit, upon getting a city cap or any city tile, would not be able to go over here and connect slash harass this city, which actually would have ended up happening. So I guess the plan of Zac did work out. Farmer should start dropping. This is a 9-point field. Should be dropping a farmer here. Definitely. Like definitely. And like it does. Oh, just missing the last few years. Okay, yeah, that does explain. So, if I understood correctly, what Minko is saying is that there has been Malaysian participants on earlier years, but not um, in recent years. None of us attend the Essen because our country host/partner no longer want to do the championship or send us to Germany to compete due to cost. Due to cost reasons. So due to expenses. Okay. I mean, it's somewhat of an understandable reason, but like at least actually most of the countries don't even um, yeah I believe most of the countries don't even um, pay for like the entire trip for the player. Most of us pay at least a part of it ourselves, which is also the case for Finland. Okay, like it's starting. Well, first of all, this city I have to say was a mistake. Um, it was started in a pretty dangerous direction. It is not an a direct attack on the city, and it is also vulnerable to incoming blocks like we see over here. It's not an entire block, but it is not a full block, but it is a block nonetheless, or a heavy restriction. zacbell takes a 5-point road next to the monastery of Waikit. But I am really curious as to why would he even do that. I mean, yeah, I guess there is a clear road monastery spot, so that does make sense. But there was also a alternative to go over here and restrict this city cap even further, or this city even further. Maybe even drop a farmer, because it still has 3 points, and you can go over here over the curve, connect to this well, at the moment 6-point field, but potentially or likely it's going to be even more in the future. And Waikit starts a third city, a third 1-point city, which, I mean, sure, it is being started next to the monastery, which is fine. And finally, and I have to say fortunately for Waikit, we do get also the meeple finally out, and we do get the pressure relieved from the square, which is very, very important, because we definitely are gonna need those meeples back. And now we only have 2 1-point cities instead of 3, which is fantastic. And we can actually now meeple even a monastery if we come across one. Maybe even a road monastery here, but I think we would have a better use for it somewhere else. Maybe even just here, meepling it, or here, wherever. Multiple spots for monasteries to be meepled. Zac could either start a loop road here, or then just continue this one. Starts the loop, that is totally doable. And Waikit could do a simple move, go over here, add 1 point to the city and 1 point to the monastery, which I think is what they should be doing. Also, this one is not actually bad at all. It expands the field by 3 points, and it also makes the field more difficult to attack to. So also a very much a candidate move. But he goes for the more simple idea, which is also okay. I think year 2018 was the last championship we attended, the Essen. Rambo's brother Harn Wei represented Malaysia. 2018, last year, damn. That's a long while ago. That's a bit unfortunate. Is it not possible for the players themselves to pay for the trip? Is it too expensive for Malaysian players to bear the costs for their own trip if they were to make it? City caps being added just next to the monastery. This is fine move. It's going to because the monastery is going to benefit for this city cap here, either being able to score for the city cap, or maybe add a triple city or something and block this square, whatever. Um, both would be actually just fine. zacbell finishes the loop road, and now we have a monastery. Where do we meeple a monastery? We have, well, this spot and this spot, or we don't meeple it at all. Yeah, I mean, I can kinda understand not meepling the monastery, but I think it's a bit too cautious with two meeples, and then with being able to recover a meeple from here and from here, which we should definitely be doing right now, like take our meeple away from here, because it's in severe danger. And we do. Nicely done. And so, zacbell now with the monastery. Surely, with 4 meeples in hand, a 6-point monastery spot is pretty calling for the US player. I don't see much better. Well, maybe it's not that crazy to go over here and drop a farmer. Then we get a road monastery, and we finish the road from this end, and we expand the field by potentially 1 city, 2 cities, 3 cities. So, you know, not that far-fetched, not that far-fetched of an idea. Wykit is, I think, gonna go over here, lay down the road monastery spot. Now it is going to create a large field. But considering that Wykit already has this 12-point field and they are leading on the scoreboard very comfortably. Wow. Well, ain't this an idea? Okay. Okay. This is an interesting choice. But now, do we go for this? Oh, I think we absolutely do. Because we have 3 cows. We have a tube divider. And we have an extender to fit into the square. We totally go for this. Yeah, we totally go for this move. Absolutely we do. And now zacbell does get a cow, but I mean, there is really no justification for zacbell to go over here, because he will not be able to guarantee the finish of the city. I think a better move for zacbell would be maybe to go over here and start a city like this, and then try to either limit this square to a triple city, which would then be unified to the city that he's going to be taking, or just block this square altogether, which would of course be the more ideal scenario. So the cost is overly expensive for the Malaysian people to fly over. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate indeed. Okay, well, zacbell goes for the block, but with in a bit of a different route. So turns the city to the left and tries to simply get a road tile sticking to the monasteries, which is also, I mean, okay, it's kind of doable, but it's not that great. Also, there is a miss from Wykit, I believe, not doing a semi save for his monasteries, but I actually don't even know what this move does. Doesn't really do anything. It just maybe creates an attacking square to the road of zacbell, but we don't need that. I mean, just going over here and taking away a bunch of road tiles from zacbell from being able to block the two monasteries with one move is, I think, much more important. But we do get the save. We do get the save from Vikings with the shielded field monastery. We now have 2 cows remaining in this square, but zacbell should be meepling this city at any given moment, as soon as he gets a city cap with a field. Or actually maybe not, because there are no daggers left to this square. So he might be incentivized to go here first with a city cap with a field to make the full block over here. And he could do it with this tile as well, which is he gonna do that? Like he could do that, but then how important is this though? If Wykit gets a cow, well, seems that the prioritization of the US player is correct here, and it comes just in time as zacbell was about, as Wykit was about to finish this city. Instead now, well, still gets a 7-point move, but doesn't get the meeple back. Still a 15-point lead for red here, and these 2 very, very strong monasteries that are recoverable and a threatening city. But zacbell is having ideas of finishing this large city of his own. Also, I'm not sure at which stage did he do this, but he has also invested a meeple onto the field, which has several routes to connect, and the connection is very, very likely, I want to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, actually only one straight road, but there is a road monastery, and there is also one regular monastery left as well. This one, though, I'm not so sure. I mean, it does block the city. It does block the city, okay? But this city is so dangerous. At least it looks like it. But there are no starting tiles. There are no daggers. Well, if zacbell goes over here, then he can, or he will, have the one remaining city crossroad available to himself to finish it. But is that really worth it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I think he's better off waiting for the Doritos. And unfortunately for zacbell, Wykit immediately draws the city crossroad, which will be perfect over here for 4 points, directing the city to the left. Also keeping the possibility open for a tube divider to go over here, get even more cities onto this field, and also prepare this 12-point city for completion. A lot of threats Wykit has. Oh, that's bad. This is a huge miss by Wykit here. Not realizing that there is actually no city caps at all that fit into the square. Also, no triple cities. 1, 2. Well, there are 3 road Doritos. There are 3 road Doritos which that will fit here. So the completion of the city is still possible. But as soon as a Dorito is drawn over here, then it is also possible to block the city with another Dorito or a triple city. So I mean, yeah, you can try to make the blocks, but don't do them with these value tiles. Like, just take 4 points. Also, zacbell now battling his inner demons with the decision of going over here or over here. And I actually I don't know if this was the right decision though, because like here it could potentially give a possibility for him to finish this monastery, whereas now I don't think he will be finishing either. Now Waikit, actually no, actually this finishing this monastery is still possible actually. And it could even come with a devastating cost for Waikit. So check this out. So there is actually one regular um, one regular straight road remaining, and there are the road Doritos. So zacbell could actually go here with a straight road, drop a farmer on the left side, and then go with a road Dorito to connect to the to then 15-point field. Or he can just do this and then try to get the straight road. Maybe there are even crossroads. No, there are not. So only one tile remaining on this square, but still it is a tile that will give 8 points to zacbell. And 8 points is not to be laughed at. But I believe it looks like there are still curves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the curves are going to be disastrous for zacbell, because then a curve can go over here for Waikit, and Waikit can actually bring this meeple over to the northern side, which means that I think zacbell should go over here. I really do think he should go over here to prevent a curve from going into this square. That is the only reason why he should go over here. He doesn't do that. He misses the idea. Waikit does get the straight road, and given that I don't think Waikit is keeping that much of a track of the tiles, I think he might even go here. Actually, no. For Waikit, it's not even bad to go here. It's actually just great. Oh no, this is bad in so many ways. Because yeah, like I understand that these curve that these mistakes are being made because the tiles are not being counted, because Waikit doesn't realize that there is nothing to fit into this square even without this block. So now instead Waikit could have Waikit could have taken 6 points, because the road is 7 points, but 1 point is being given to the monastery, and Waikit could have a chance to go here with a curve and unify all the fields. But that is not going to happen. It is a rather large miss from Waikit. Now there is still a cow to fit into the square, and I believe a curve 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, no curve, but what is it? Well, a cow is being drawn, and zacbell has counted that there is indeed a connection tile to the 12-point field, but so it has to be a city cap. But these are gone, so a vanilla. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, vanilla. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, so there is a vanilla, so this connection will be made. Now Waikit will still get 2 points, and well, with the point lead on the scoreboard, it is nice, but will it be enough? Given all the features that zacbell has on the board, I mean 40 points is a lot to take on though, especially with added 13, no 15 points. I doubt it's still going to be enough though. like I think zacbell is just simply way too much behind. I think zacbell is just way too much behind, and yes, he is by a clear margin actually. So still loses by 11 points, despite the potential um, miss. Despite the misses of Wykit and the end game mistakes, was able to grow to grow their lead enough so that they were able to afford those mistakes. So Wykit evens up the score on table 1, and we shall indeed take a look at how we are doing on the other tables. So on table 1, we have a decider going on between Alex Adrian and Justin Ethier. Then on table 2, Lega Logan has unfortunately lost to Alan Chang with 0-2 fashion. And so has, well, yeah, like his teammate Sheldal has also taken an 0-2 win against Ernest Chia, giving the United States already a 2-0 lead here. And then on table 5, we also have a decider going on. So Malaysia still with chances, but they do have to win on all 3 remaining tables, all deciders. Well, let's take a look at how the table 5 is doing. With 16 tiles remaining, and the scoreboard slightly in favor of the Malaysian player, though they are without meeples, and KB has just been able to recover one, so it's not looking particularly great. Now, blue does have some extra monasteries for plus 13, 11, 17 equal this 20, 25, 27, 32 versus the field of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of 21 points. So plus 11 for blue at the moment, but without meeples and 16 tiles to go, this looks to be really promising for black here, especially with this block. So now the only recoverable meeple for blue will be this monastery over here, which they will be trying to frantically get back. And there are still tiles to do it. KB could restrict it, but I think these 7 points are just way too important to use for blocking. And it is indeed that blue does get the people back and does still stand a chance. But these extra points coming in for Kevin Bouchard are not doing great for the winning chances of the Malaysian here. What did I say? Plus 11, 12, 13, 12. So I believe blue is at the moment minus 2 actually. So we have a 4-point city that we can take, and we should. So now we are at +2. And how do we actually win this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 23 city caps still remaining in the deck. There are also some triple cities, 2 triple cities, and we get a point over here. So that's nice. So if we can get a triple city and equalize this one and make sure that no more extra points will be given to black for this part of the ruin, and then we somehow make sure that no more extra cities are finished on the field of black, then we should be doing fine. But it is a lot of ifs. There are no more starting tiles. There are no city crossroads. 1, 2. There is one dagger to fit into this square. So that is a 7-point move for KB potentially. I think White wanted to cut the field instead of 2-1 farmer to win the whole farm. Not really understanding what that means. So like, it does of course. Well, as far as I can tell, it does refer to the straight road move that White did in the game we just witnessed, but I mean, cutting the field doesn't really make all that much sense because White was not going to be able to uh, to uh, unify the fields with a crossroad, even if there were to be one remaining. Well, blue is with the dagger, which is going to be great. It's going to put blue at +4, I believe. And now only one city cap remains after this tile. And KB should definitely bank on getting that, most likely. So probably the move is to go over here and leave the city cap as it is. Do not touch it. Unfortunately, the city cap is drawn by Malaysian, and it is going to be used to get 1 point, I believe. I think that is the best course of action, because we still want to keep the meeple, and in case we are not tracking the tiles, then it's always good to clean off the city caps, like we did over here. So there is surely no reason to assume that that JX would do anything else but this, because it's just repeating the same thing as we did over here, cleaning off the city cap. And like this one will put us at +5, right? And we still have the meeple in hand. We could also just, take a 5-point road, which, because the triple cities that are remaining are triple cities with road. So actually it is going to be more important to take this road to make sure that Butchart does not get a triple city with a road is not going to be able to take 5 points. And then also, oh no, what? Oh, what the what are you doing? There is no way. JX had a completely winning position, an entirely winning position, and he does a move that even a 100 rated player could not see coming, let alone an expert or your host here. It is an inexplicable move on a completely different level. It, the attack with one blue meeple, with their final meeple to a field that is taken by their opponent with 3 meeples on 0, with 3 tiles remaining. An inexplicable move that throws away everything. And KB can't even believe it. Like, KB has taken now, like, what, 2 minutes of just trying to comprehend what has just happened when he has been given the win. Like, I'm telling you, KB cannot just believe what has happened. Like, he was totally ready for JX to do something like completely normal. Wait. Oh my fucking god. Oh my. Why does nobody tell me? Why does nobody tell me that these fields are not all unified? Why does nobody tell me that? I know I have eyes, but and I also know that I should someday like try using them, but like nobody's. I was just ranting on this move, and then I just realized these fields are not united. This is a 15-point field of its own, and this is a 15-point field of its own. Okay, well, it still doesn't really. Yeah. To be honest, it still does not make this move a good move. This is still a really, really bad move. Yeah, the reality is now kicking off. Left saying the low field is taken by 1 black meeple. Yeah, after like 3 minutes, I finally realized that. But this is still not a good move because we were in the lead by like, what, 4 points, I believe? I mean, we are going to see the final point count, but I believe JX is going to be winning. It's going to be losing by like just a few points, maybe like 2 or 3 points. But like that was entirely preventable because all we needed to do was to take this city right here, or to take this road, and then we just win the game. Oh no! No! We lose by 1 point! We lose by 1 point! The plunder of the season! By arguably both your host and JX. Uh, well, he wanted to prevent monastery. He wanted to prevent the monastery that was going to be used for taking the road. Okay, but we can prevent taking the road if we just take the road. And there was also 1 road end, 2 road ends, 3 road ends remaining in the deck. Like we could do anything with this meeple and we would win. Well, almost anything. Like taking this city would have most likely, I want to say, led to a win. Because then we have like one more point and we have a meeple more. Then we go over here and then we do like just take 4 points with this. And then that's maybe enough. Like 1 point, 2 points, 5 points enough. Well, actually, there is still a possibility how we'll lose in that sequence. If KB gets the triple city with a road, takes 5 points, then it goes over here, 7 points, whatever. But this is arguably one of the worst moves that you could ever come up with. Because not only is this unnecessary to attack this field, but this attack is also blockable with any remaining tile. With the extender going over here, blocking the attack, with a triple city with a road, taking 5 points, blocking the attack, with another triple city going over here, blocking the attack, with the road monastery. We just get the road monastery. Like, oh, massive blunder by the Malaysian player. And unfortunately, just like we saw in a match for Lakos in the UK versus Guatemala, we did have a completely winning position, and we entirely threw it away. United States will take a 3rd match point over here, and it will guarantee them the win of the match. Let's take a look at. Actually, let's not take a look at table number 1 because it's already over. Justin Ethier has been able to take a 1-2 win for the US, and it is now 0-4. And then we still have a decider going on for table 3, so we will take a look at that. So Malaysia still has a chance to to take a consolidation point and to get some tiebreakers. Which would be important, given that Malaysia still has 3 matches remaining after today. So they are still very much in the game. But unfortunately, zacbell is in a 20-point lead, and yikes. Zac has a 9-point field over here, is seemingly equalizing the fields in the center, then has a 9 points for the city and the road versus an 8-point monastery, so that's plus 22, plus 31 versus this ruin over here with 9, 10, 14 points, so plus 17 for Zac, provided that everything here would be unified. Oh, okay, okay. Well, wait, this actually seems like a proper plan for Waikid. Hold up. So, restricts the the square to a field crossroad, which will unify this farmer and this farmer and this farmer. Then, because red has a meeple majority, red will actually be able to maybe even win all of the fields here, except for the 6-pointer, of course, because it can no longer be attacked to. Yeah, this can actually work. This can actually work. It's a really nice spot for white for Waikid. Really nice idea here. So both players now with 1 meeple, and it is going to be imperative for Waikid to be able to get this meeple connected. Let's see how many tiles does he actually have to connect. So there are no more road monasteries. There are 3 regular monasteries remaining. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 4 curves. I mean that's already 7 tiles, and we immediately get one of our outs. So that's great for Waikid. Meanwhile, zacbell does take the 4 points for the city and does get one of the 3. Actually, no, one of the 2 remaining field crossroads. There is 1 and there is 2. So 1 remaining, and it is going to be really important for Waikid to get the final one to make more use out of the 6-point field. And this is actually like where on what the whole operation here is relying, to get the majority on all of these fields, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 21 points for the fields. And it would also come with the 4-point road here. zacbell not taking the bait, not taking these 4 points. Instead takes the 2 points on the right. And Waikid assumably will just add 1 point to their city here. So let's take a look at the numbers again. So 27, 36, 42, then 34, 30, 25, 19, And then with this field, like it would actually be +2, actually +6, if we get the 4-point road as well. And it would actually be a great spot for white kids. So we are really banking on this 50-50 chance of the game. Or like it's not entirely like game decisive, I guess, because there are like features on the board that both sides can take. There is a 6-point road. Maybe there will be more farmers. I think blue would be willing to farm over here, but unfortunately, blue also gets the final remaining field crossroad, and that I think should definitely do it. Should almost guarantee the win for zacbell, because even if we were to attack this 15-point field as white kit with our final meeple, it's not gonna be enough. Like we really needed these four extra quick points for the road without being or without having to invest our final meeple onto the field. And now, yeah, we do still go. Actually, we don't go for the attack. Interesting. zacbell does though, which we would have definitely gotten away with. And actually at this stage, it's not really a choice for white kids to not place a farmer over here if the straight road is being placed here. Like we really just did, we really just had to take a risk and go for the farm, which now goes to Zac, and yeah, that is for sure gonna put the final nail in the coffin. And we are going to be seeing another sweep. First, UK sweeping Guatemala 5-0, and now the US taking a 5-0 win against Malaysia. Let's see if we can make accurate moves towards the end. Maybe we still can attack the 15-point field with a ninja farmer. Only maybe though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So there is still one curvy tile, right? Well, this is not it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's just a road Dorito. Actually, it's not. It's not a road Dorito. Well, after this, it doesn't matter. We are gonna get blocked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is a dagger, or was a dagger, and painfully we just get it just one turn too late. But I think we can only blame that on ourselves. Like I really do think that we don't have a choice of not placing a farmer here if we do go here, because this is the most obvious spot to attack the field, and there were still multiple curves remaining. I think 3 or 2. Well, anyway, in any case, it was a clear chance to attack the field, which we missed, and well, zacbell being in a position that he was, he didn't even have to hesitate. He just takes a 6-point field, and even if he doesn't get to the field or to the main 15-point field, it doesn't matter. He's going to lose. He's going to lose. He's going to win because he was just simply more ahead. So let's mark down these points and finalize the feast for United States, who is gonna be indeed in the lead of the group. And this is actually fascinating how these groups are being led by, well, both the United States and by Finland, who were actually last year in the same group, first of all, but they ended up being US ended up placing fifth on that group, and Finland sixth. So um, first to last, and then dead last. So thus far, both Finland and US have gotten a spectacular start here, and have definitely gotten up from bed on the right foot. Now, there is of course the big obstacle of Japan standing in the way of the United States, and they should also be going through the Netherlands in case in case US wants to secure the top two spot. I mean, 3 wins should do it, I think. I mean, there is a slight chance that 3 teams will all get 3 wins in matches, and then it would go to tiebreakers. But I reckon 3 wins should be quite a safe position to stand on. And well, especially if you get 3 wins, then you will be especially strong when the best third places are getting compared to each other. Then those will certainly come in handy. So congratulations to the US for a clean sweep, and Malaysia, you'll have to do a bit of regrouping and ponder a bit of your mistakes and priorities, which were a bit off in some games. But credit to Malaysia of not making this entirely easy, of getting the duels to a decider on 3 different tables. Now, the next match that we will be covering is gonna be Chile versus Greece, which will start in about half an hour. And since we have a different stream scheduled for that, we will be starting a new stream. I will have to actually come up with a better thumbnail that will allow me to make double streams. That is pretty much the only reason I am not doing a full lengthy stream uh, with all these matches, with all these UK, Guatemala, Malaysia, United States, and then Chile, Greece. I mean, it could be done just a triple match stream, but then I would feel very very off because the thumbnails are not really made for group matches in that sense. But so that's where we are going to be wrapping up this stream. Thank you all for joining, and thank you all for sticking on all the way until the end. And if you do enjoy this kind of if you do enjoy this kind of Carcassonne content, then there is an easy way to support the channel by subscribing and liking the stream. And I will be seeing you very, very soon again with some more World Team Carcassonne Online Championships. Bye for now.